federal judge has rejected the latest efforts by out-of-state applicants to stop New York State from licensing adult-use cannabis stores, ruling in part that constitutional free trade protections don't apply to federally illegal marijuana. After the resolution of separate lawsuits that had frozen the ongoing rollout of New York's legal market, 2 California-based companies filed a suit in December that sought to keep the state from issuing more adult-use retail licenses. That suit used a familiar argument. The U.S. Constitution's Dormant Commerce Clause prohibits states from setting rules that favor state residents, according to court filings made in court by Beverly Hills based attorney Jeffrey Jensen. According to documents, Jensen is 49% owner of companies Verisight NY4 and Verisight NY5, and 2 other individuals convicted of marijuana-related offenses in California are 51% owners. But U.S. District Judge Ann Nardacci wrote in her Friday ruling dismissing the lawsuit that the balance of equities tips in the favor of New York, which demonstrated that that significant harm that would be caused if the state's adult use program was delayed again. Nardacci also rejected the plaintiff's arguments that the Dormant Commerce Clause protects cannabis businesses. Other federal courts have been split on the decisions, she noted. Congress exercised its Commerce Clause power to pass the Controlled Substances Act and thereby prohibited a national market for cannabis, she wrote. Given that the national market for cannabis is illegal, it would make little sense to apply the Dormant Commerce Clause to New York's cannabis licensing scheme. Doing so would only encourage out-of-state participants in New York's cannabis market, which would be contrary to Congress's exercise of the Commerce Clause power in enacting the CSA. In a statement to the Associated Press, New York Attorney General Letitia James welcomed the ruling. This is an important victory in our efforts to ensure that disproportionately impacted communities are given their fair share in the legal cannabis industry, she said in the statement. Other lawsuits targeting New York's marijuana regulations include one filed by white men alleging racial discrimination are pending. Chris Roberts reports. Thanks a lot. This is Saman Razani for High 9 News, guys. I probably got to get out of here, but keep continuing the conversation. Love you all. Respect.
Much love, Saman.
See you guys.
Man, New York.
There's so much less, Saman.
Yeah, New York.
Saman just gonna.
New York, they just can't seem to get it together.
No, they can't. They can't. Not at all. I mean, it's
that's a place they need to pull the plug, wipe it clean, and just start all over again. I mean, we're just talking about you can't put the toothpaste back in the the tube, but New York is just a mess.
I think the biggest mess is they just haven't put good leadership in place. If New York put some great people at the top of this pile of chaos, I'm optimistic that somebody with enough authority and experience could get that thing turned around within 18 months.
They should start voting red in New York then, Yarrow, if they wanted to get something done.
Oh, Jesus. Right. I want to give cannabis advocates, those red politicians.
Yep.
I think the only thing red should be the hairs on the bud.
Oh, that's right.
I want to give a big shout out to the Suitor Music.
Oh, yes. Good looking out.
Suitor's Music. With the superfan donation. So much love. You want to read out his comment there, Jason?
Yes. Give me 1 second. Yes, I thought you were going to read it. But yes, he says, Yarrow's dad smoked jazz cabbage with early cannabis advocates. Do you know about that? Smoking that jazz cabbage. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not mad at that because that's not a swipe, that's not a jab, that's not a low blow.
He was right.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't even call it ounces back then; they called it lids, and they called it a lid instead of an ounce.
Lid. It was a 4-finger lid, Yarrow.
Dude used to measure it with a finger.
That's right, 4 fingers. That's right.
And so the history of cannabis goes back deep in our family, and I'm proud of that. So yeah, that checks out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Was it jazz hands or spirit fingers?
Oh God.
I don't even know what a spirit finger is. Okay.
You know what?
I'm sure Jason does.
Yeah, we're gonna try to end this show on time today because Adam has class. So we're gonna go to a commercial and we're gonna be right back.
Oh, on time.
Yes.
In the meantime, keep your spirit fingers to yourself.
I bet.